Okay, ladies and gents, so welcome back here to another World Cup preview video here. So now, here's my preview for the Croatia and the Canada game. Croatia playing Canada here, and this should be another really entertaining game. And the way how I see it, man, for Canada, they are the underdogs heading into this game. And, don't be surprised if Canada pull off an upset here over Croatia. Now, I don't think it's going to happen here realistically, because obviously Canada, I guess you could say one disadvantage Canada have in this game is their midfield just isn't, I guess, as strong and experienced as how Croatia's midfield is. But, I mean, for Canada here, they did pretty well against Belgium, if I'm being honest here. Like, I look at Canada's performance against Belgium, despite them losing 1-0, they could really, one way where I think Canada, outmatches Croatia is just having pace, especially, with players like Alphonso Davies, who is obviously the fastest left back in the world. I personally think that, for Croatia, it's going to be tough for him to defend, I guess, against Canada on the counterattack, because one way how I think, Canada can pull off an upset here over Croatia is if, Canada can just, take advantage of the counterattacks, because I guess that's one way how I realistically see Canada pulling off an upset here over Croatia is if Alphonso Davies can just, hit Croatia's defense on the counterattack and then, see if Canada can score from there. Because other than that, it might be a tough game for Canada, because obviously you look at Croatia here against Morocco. Croatia, they really weren't all that great, I'll be honest here, in terms of playing and creating and just trying to score here. Obviously, that's what Croatia really missed against Morocco, was just that scoring that they had at the 2018 World Cup, because, it's really hard for me to say whether or not I think Croatia is going to make another run at a World Cup trophy like how they did at 2018, because obviously, looking back at 2018 now, I see to myself, wow, that Croatia team, that team was impressive as hell. I mean, midfield, front attack, defense, Croatia, they had a complete squad in 2018 compared to now, because obviously I think that the biggest, weakest link right now for Croatia in the national team is they don't really have a good striker that can be like a super lethal goal-scoring, goal-poaching threat like how they did when they still had Mario Mandzukic before he retired from the Croatian national team. So obviously Croatia not having a solid striker and, someone that can be a good replacement for Mandzukic, I guess is a big reason why they lost, why they didn't win against Morocco. But looking now, man, Canada, man, I don't think it's going to be a very easy opponent for Croatia, because Canada, man, let me tell you one thing, don't sleep on Canada, man. Don't be surprised if Canada pull away with the win here, especially, if Alphonso Davies can just work his magic on the counterattack. That's one way how I realistically see Canada, I guess, or Croatia losing to Canada, is wondering whether Croatia has what it takes to defend against Canada's counterattack. But other than that, obviously, the biggest factor for Croatia in determining whether or not they can get that W here is depending whether or not how well Luka Modric plays and how well Croatia's midfield does. Because if Croatia realistically want to have a chance at this year's World Cup, they are going to have to play very well on the midfield like how they did in 2018. Obviously Croatia's midfield, that is a big reason why Croatia made it to a World Cup final, why they were able to, beat England in that semifinal matchup. It's all because of Croatia's midfield. I mean, if we're being honest here, Croatia's midfield single-handedly has been carrying the entire team on its back. Particularly Luka Modric, obviously, arguably the best midfielder in the world. I think that Luka Modric, it's going to be a very tough task for him to see if he can carry Croatia to another World Cup final, because it's not that easy just to go to a World Cup final again like how you did, 4 years ago. But looking at Croatia now, obviously with the majority of key players that retired from the 2018 squad, yeah, they've struggled a bit, particularly, in that game against Spain from, a couple of years ago when Croatia got battered 6-0 by Spain. So yeah, Croatia, they did still have their rough moments, especially in the post-World Cup years, in the post-2018 World Cup years. But hey, they are still here, man, and I think that Croatia, they can definitely get a win here. I'm going to realistically say, I'm going to say 2-1 for Croatia. That's what my realistic prediction for this game is. That's how I imagine Croatia will beat Canada. But hey, if Canada pull off an upset here, don't be surprised. But yeah, for Croatia, it's just going to determine, I guess, on the midfield magic of Luka Modric, how well he can do with chance creations, because obviously Luka Modric, he is the heart and soul of the Croatian national team, because he's the one that is able to to link up Croatia's attack and defense. But Croatia, if only they had a very solid striker, then maybe Croatia could make another push for a World Cup final. But obviously, since Mandzukic retired, it's been really hard for Croatia to find a replacement for him. But yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 for Croatia. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see ya.